Right, we are live. So just thought I'd jump on and do a quick video on a question I had this week, which was, I covered it quite in detail in our live Q&A earlier today, actually at 1. And just wanted to jump on here and touch on it a little bit, which is, will I put on lots of muscle when it comes to doing exercise? And first off, I just want to touch on something that if you consider that muscle is about 20% more dense than body fat. So if you lose 5 kilos of body fat and you gain 5 kilos of muscle, you'll weigh the same, but you'll be about 20% smaller. So if you're 20% smaller, fit your clothes better, not to mention that, you're stronger, you're fitter, you're healthier, your blood sugar level control, your strength, which means you're able to do more things, make everyday tasks easier, independence, risk of falls go down. All these positive things that a lot of the time we don't actually talk about. We often talk about exercise as a means to lose weight, when actually alone it's quite a poor way. Don't get me wrong, it contributes to the calorie deficit equation, which we need to lose weight. But actually it's not the kind of key determinant. I always describe it as the multiplier. So nutrition is the key part. Exercise will multiply that effect and actually help your body shape change. For example, like I said, that if you can keep the weight the same but get smaller by 20%, that's pretty incredible, right? So I just wanted to touch on that, and I shared an article earlier actually. I don't know if you saw it on my page, but it was from a study that they did in 2019. It was based in the UK as well, and they found that muscle weakness was costing on average £2,700 per person per year, which they estimate to equate to up to 2.5 billion a year in the UK. And it's really interesting because there's a lot more research going into sarcopenia, muscle loss with age. And a recent study in 2011 actually showed that, is muscle loss just associated with aging, or are we missing something? And I quote them here. I'll just get the quote up because it's quite an interesting what they said. So the researchers said that this study contradicts the common observation that muscle mass and strength decline as a function of aging alone. Instead, these declines may signal the effect of chronic disuse rather than muscle aging. So what they're saying is given that they can show that a 70 to 79-year-old can have the same muscle mass as a super fit younger person if they exercise, it's kind of showing that muscle disuse is the issue as we age. And there's lots of variables for that. There's joint issues. Hey Angie, there's joint issues. There's more responsibility. For example, now I've got kids, I definitely find it more difficult to find time to do that. And that compounds with time. I completely get that. More responsibility in terms of just life in general. But also, it's just a reminder that the quicker we start, the better. And I'm going to quote again a professor of metabolic medicine at Oxford University, Frederick Carper. He said, "You should feel comfortable, but like you have done some exercise. This is if you're starting out. It's quicker than people think to build this up," referring to lung capacity. "In 2 weeks, you'll have an improved capacity." Hey, Juliet. And I think that's just so powerful and good to know that even if you feel like you're miles away from where you need to be, at the very least, exercising, no matter how small, will improve your lung capacity by 2 weeks. But going back to the muscle, use it or lose it kind of research in that, it just shows that maybe we need to be doing more than just being active. And what I mean by that is making sure that we're doing some kind of muscle strengthening exercise. And that's been shown, and even the government actually recommend that. It's just not really kind of pushed for many reasons, really. We don't have that much time in GP appointments. And, if they start saying, right, do some muscle strengthening exercise, and they say what and when, then it's like, wow, I need to write a program for them. And obviously they have specialities in different areas. But if you do want a place to start and you want to join in with one of our live workouts, and just kind of move from A to B and see what it's like. We have our back to basics workouts that have gone down really well. if you're unsure where to start, if you have mobility issues, or you don't want to get up and down off the floor too much, but you want to make sure that you're strengthening the muscle without putting too much pressure on the joint, because obviously a lot of people, natural instinct, I know so many people who, and this is all well and good, going to, starting Couch to 5K, which is a great program, but then halfway through, their knees are letting them down, ankles letting them down, it's frustrating. So a way around that is to look at resistance exercise, which is getting a lot more, making a lot more noise, if you like, and there's a lot of exciting research going on, one of which I interviewed for the podcast, actually, Richie Kerwin, who's doing it in cardiac rehab and resistance exercise, high protein diets. And yeah, if you want to give like that type of exercise a go, give me a message. We can set you up with our live workouts we have. So tomorrow, 6:15 a.m, 7 a.m, 9:30 a.m. Tonight we have 7 p.m. Tomorrow we have 7 p.m. as well later on. And then Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Hey, Rita. So if you do want to give one a try, let me know and we can get you set up from there. Any questions, do let me know. And stay active. Remember, even in 2 weeks, you can have great difference. So I hope that helps. Any questions, let me know. And